everyone. My name is Jen Elmaco. Welcome to another edition of Irax's ASEAN Chat. We have two wonderful people from Slovenia today, and I'm very excited to introduce them to you. First, Dr. Anna Bojinović Fenko, Associate Professor, Chair of International Relations, Center of International Relations of the University of Ljubljana. Hello, Anna.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And also our other guest is Dr. Rok Zofancic, Associate Professor, Faculty of Social Sciences, University of Ljubljana. Hello, Rok.
Hello. Hi.
Well, I'm a university teacher in the field of international relations and European studies here in Ljubljana, and my primary job is to teach at the first, second, and third level in these two fields. But I also do obviously scientific research, and that is the base from which we then obviously apply the scientific knowledge into the teaching programs. So that's what I do.
As you already said, I'm associate professor at the University of Ljubljana, Faculty of Social Sciences. I'm a little bit more engaged in research than in teaching, mostly researching issues related to international security, regional security, and issues like that. But in addition to this, I also run a couple of courses.
So not a lot of people know about Slovenia. So could you please, both of you, tell us about living in Slovenia, what you like best about it, or something interesting about it that you'd like to share?
What I like is the diversity in geographical terms. This is very, very particular for Slovenia. But maybe Rok can explain more about that. I want to say about diversity of people as well. Slovenia is a small territory, but it has been at a draft internationally and historically speaking, because Germanic, Romanic, Slavic, and Hungarian cultures and external rulers have influenced our territory and people.
How about you, Rok?
Well, our rector would perhaps want me to say that how good university it is and stuff like that, and it is a good university. I don't object this, but the main advantage that I see is nature. Nature is rarely more than 10 minutes away wherever you are. For me, definitely the best thing I particularly like is that we don't have big cities. Even the capital, Ljubljana, it has less than 300,000 people, which means that you can be in real nature in around 10 minutes maximum. So, you know, the thing that I really like is that I can actually leave the office and be in the forest really, really quick. And you can add this routine into your daily agenda. And the next thing which I also like is also what Anna mentioned, is a geographical position of Slovenia, which is at the intersection of many worlds. Some would say intersection of many different civilizations. I would not go that far, but definitely this intersection of different worlds, which brings a lot of let's say flavor. And as I'm engaged in security related research, you know, the topics of my interest are 2 hours or 5 hours drive away by car only. So, you know, living in and working in such an environment is definitely a plus.
And it's something also that I really, really appreciated when I did my PhD school there, because, you know, it's very important to have this work-life balance, right? Or also your study life balance as well. So to be able to enjoy nature, that's really something that everyone would be very interested in to experience in Slovenia. Can you tell us about your particular experience in international collaborations or research networks, specific to Europe? Maybe also a little bit about your Marie Curie, because that's something that we want a lot of ASEAN researchers, most especially, to go to Slovenia for their Marie Curie.
So first of all, I would mention I collaborated in two Horizon 2020 projects where I led two small teams of University of Ljubljana. These were small teams, 3-4 people, something like that. And in both projects I was engaged in research related to Southeastern Europe, which is my main expertise, so to say. But the other interesting opportunity that I had with these European funds, so to say, was a Marie Curie Fellowship, which I completed at the University of Graz in Austria. This is 2 hours away from here, with one border in between. It was a very, very nice experience, very good research grant, allowing me to do a lot of good quality research. So there is a lot of money, enough money that you can really spend as much time as you want in the field. I use this for doing research in Kosovo. And in addition to that, this fellowship provides you with a lot of other, let's say, networking opportunities, and it enables you expanding your academic network. And of course, apart from these serious things, there is also, for me personally, it was also kind of relief to leave University of Ljubljana for 2 years and move away, because when you are when you spend too much time in one environment, with all the meetings, with all the people that in advance what they will tell, it gets boring a lot of times. So it's really good to go away and then return as a new person, so to say.
Yes, and you bring with you your stories, and I always say I like this writer called Chimamanda Adichie. And she said that don't ask me where I'm from, ask me where I'm local. And her idea is that wherever you are, it's not just because of where you were born or what passport you carry with you, but somehow you are this person based on like where you did your research, where you lived, so these mobility schemes really makes you like the person that you are, and makes you a local of Graz, in the same way that you are also a local of Ljubljana, and maybe even the town also where you were born. So I like that very much, this thing with mobility. So I'll shift to Anna. What about you, Anna?
Well, I would say my international research collaboration has around 2 phases. The first one is when I was really junior PhD student at the Center of International Relations here in Ljubljana. I had this policy, and I really, really applaud our seniors for that. And we keep this policy still to this day, that juniors are sent into the research networks abroad very early without, knowing that you are without any skills of administration, and even you're early on in the PhD content. But I was part of 7th framework of the research framework of the EU, some project in the field of international regionalism. That's also how we met, because that was my PhD theme. And then later on, I added to that, and I could, when you get the networks, you can then, specialize and build your own network of research interest, which is then in the field of your particular research. And that is today my field is foreign policy analysis, right? So this initial boost from my research center is really, really was a welcome opportunity, which I fully took on very early in my research career. But now that I mentioned that I'm teaching, this is my primary occupation, I also profited from Jean Monnet action, so EU-funded excellence in EU affairs. So I was academic coordinator of 3 projects EU at school. So this means trickling down knowledge about EU affairs into all the way to primary school, secondary school, and also university. And also I had one Jean Monnet module. So basically this is research project, but they are teaching applied, application to teaching intended. So that is now what I have primarily been doing for the last 10 years. And lastly, a short piece of information which I find dear to my heart, because I'm also doing innovative teaching research, okay? I am part of a really global network of interested teachers who work with simulation, role play, using film as innovative teaching in international relations. And that is also something that I really like doing.
Thank you, Anna. I want to go back to Rock because we actually have similar fields. I also intersect into peace and security studies apart from where Anna and I met, which is interregionalism. So maybe you can talk a little bit about the work that you are doing now, if you want. If it's something that you'd like to share as well.
Of course. Currently, we are about to conclude a 3-year research project which is funded within Horizon 2020 scheme. And what we do is we actually explore how troubled past of 8 European countries resurfaces nowadays in several domains of social life, from media to history teaching, also arts and culture, and the issues like that. And actually we are exploring this in order to, let's say, determine how the troubled past is hindering the progress of these European countries. As you know, many countries in the world do have troubled past, this way or another. Some are harsher than the other, but in in our part of the world, unfortunately, we produced a lot of conflicts, and these conflicts have long roots, and they remain to be resolved. And this is the work that I'm doing together with 2 colleagues in the last 2 years and a half.
That's fascinating because actually before I moved to regionalism, the first PhD proposal that I gave was on the politics of memory. And I was looking at...
that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. Your message to researchers who wish to spend their research in Slovenia. So I'll start with Anna.
Take opportunity to learn about a place that might be too small for global economic interest or, global tourist schemes, and get an authentic experience from our micro environment, which was explained before, which is very geographically and people diverse. That would be my invitation.
Thank you, Anna. Nirok?
Well, actually, I concur with Anna, absolutely, but I would add a little bit more. With regard to Slovenia, it really depends what you want to research. And I have to emphasize that we really have some excellent research teams. And I'm not talking about social sciences only, but for example, we have really good people in chemistry, biology, also physics. They have really worldwide reputation. So if the students are going to consider these options, they should definitely look at this a couple of institutes that we have. In addition to that, my message is that Slovenia provides with some really nice opportunities for young scholars from abroad. And here I mean within this Marie Curie fellowship, Slovenia introduced the so-called Seal of Excellence. And the Seal of Excellence is actually the funding scheme provided by National Research Agency for those who got 85 out of or more than 85 points at Marie Curie. So if you don't get the highest prize for Marie Curie, for which you need more than 90 points, usually these 85 points only already gives you, I think it's a 2-year scheme. It's not as big as a Marie Curie grant, but very, very good one anyhow. And with this you can come to Slovenia for 2 years. And this is the really, I don't want to say the marvel. There are some other really good things, but especially for young scholars, this is a very attractive option.
If you were to think of the most beautiful word, like any word in Slovenian language, what do you think this is and why? Just a word in Slovenian.
Can I be the first one now? Because
yes, please.
And
yes, please.
maybe Anna would say the same one, so I'll be the first one, and she will have to invent another one. This word is Slovenia as a word, because in Slovenia you already have this love, L-O-V-E, and for me this is a really nice word.
Okay, maybe you will laugh, but my choice was Ljubjlana, which is translation of love. So
oh my gosh, what are the chances of that?
Yes, I don't know. Rok and I are not daily, working together so that our minds would be on that level. So that is a pure coincidence, or maybe it just tells a little bit about who we are as people. So I would go for
definitely
for that one. Ljubjlana, that is love in Slovenian.
And if I can just add, I just want to follow up on that. Ljubezen has the first part of the word Ljubezen is the same as the first part of word Ljubljana, which is the name of the capital. So Ljubezen, Ljubljana, it's one thing.